Hello, I'm Maitreya Hinde, founder of Hinde classes. I'm here to announce a good news. Good news अशी आसा की बिचोले साखळे वाळपय एरियान हिंदे क्लासेस आणि बोधी अकॅडमी कोलॅबरेट जावन तुमकां सगळ्यो ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज घेवन येवपाच्यो आसा. ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज म्हटल्यार कॉम्पिटिटिव्ह एग्जामीच्यो ट्रेनिंग, 11-12 सायन्स, कोचिंग, आर्ट्स, कॉमर्स जे आमी पयलीं ऑफर करनासल्यो त्यो सुद्दां फॅसिलिटी तुमकां आतां बिचोलीन मेळपाच्यो आसा. For more information, please register and contact us.
Today we have Mr. Maitre Hinde with us. He is a graduate from Vellore Institute of Technology, Vellore. He runs currently classes at Bicholim. Sir, please take over.
Okay, I am Maitreya, and as he said, I graduated from Vellore, and basically I am from Bicholim. I was out of Goa for like 10 years for related to work and education, but now I am back to Goa. So education in Bicholim, first to 10th, and then my high school was in Margam, Damodar Aryans, and then went to VIT, 4 years in engineering, good life, and then working in the IT field for a couple of years, and then moved to the fintech industry. Temenos, worked on product-based companies, and then teaching I used to like, so I came here, started Hinde classes on my surname, so that's
Popularity also comes with that.
So that
True.
marketing becomes
Easier.
So with that started that, and now I'm here.
Like as you said, I think you're a mechanical engineer, right?
Yes.
So, like if I have to be honest with you, mechanical engineering, then working in fintech, and now into education. What made you change
Okay.
your field in that regard?
A good question, because I want this two question to be asked, because many people feel that you are in mechanical and then computer engineering and teaching, so there is no link to teaching.
Yeah.
But what I want to tell you, like when I was very small, maybe not small in the sense 5th, 6th standard, I was teaching my friends. So teaching was my hobby. Even then, as it got 11th, 12th, I was helping friends, then went to college, help my friends. So in terms of teaching, then went to companies, different companies, I was contributing to the teaching role. So teaching has been my hobby, and not just teaching the educational stuff, anything. If there are two people who are not understanding some things, I can teach them to understand that.
Makes sense. So, well, I mean, with the conversation that we've had on this camera and off the screen as well, you said academics has always been one of those things that you were attracted to. Is it fair for me to assume that your academics were always a strong suit?
Yes, you can assume that, because marks reflects that. From like first to 10th standard, I stood first in my school, and I think 10th standard somewhere I came first in our center, 2010. Reason behind this, now I realize it, from we had a shop in our area, and from before I even went to school, I used to do the calculations of, you can get it right,
Yeah,
being on
makes
small.
sense.
So add those numbers. So I was very good with numbers. So when I went to like pre-KG or first standard, I don't exactly remember, I was familiar with all the numbers. I could do addition, multiplication, subtraction. Now when I retrospect, I realized, okay, that was the reason I was strong in academics. And then over the time, like cracked NTSC in 8th standard. So after that, I met few people all over Goa, became good friends, and then we moved, shifted to Margam for Aryan, from Bicholim to Margam. And then 2 years there, decided, not always was interested in medicine, so engineering was my interest, not passion, interest, so took engineering.
So, as you said that you moved from Bicholim to Margam, I mean no disrespect, but it would have been a bigger shift, right? Like in Bicholim, I don't like, since we know Bicholim is in North Goa and Margam becomes more of a central hub in southern Goa. So I think there has to be some sort of mind shift or mindset में थोड़ा change आ गया होगा.
Yes, cities differ, places differ, people differ in different cities, because the culture there. So there is a cultural difference between Bicholim and Margam. I didn't felt much, because my grandmother is from Margam side, so I did not have to adjust to the cultural side. Yes, there is difference in terms of maybe say traffic or number of people. So those differences is there. Education level, yes, there is a difference, in the sense I cannot say education in Bicholim is not up par with at Margam, but the competition is there.
Yes.
For example, I will say I got somewhere 91 or 90%, not exactly sure, in 10, but I was first in the center. But when I went to Damodar's, I was the last in that school. and probably I think I got an admission because of my maybe NTSC or Goa talent search result. So that competition pushed me even further. Like, it's not just to be first, you have to excel wherever you are.
Yes, I
Yes,
mean,
whatever struggles you are put in.
true.
Even then went to Aryans, couldn't crack the JE. Like, I got, I think, cleared JE 9,800 somewhere rank, but during those times you need less than 2,000 or
2000,
3,000,
3000 ranks.
and again to get good colleges. So mechanical BIT was the only
Better
option. So, yeah.
options. Fair. Why I ask you that question is because even today, since we are based here in Panjim and Margao and Vasco, you are based in Bicholim. What differences do you see in the way students take up these type of, let's say, entrance exams, or even for that matter, their approach when it comes to studying?
Okay. Okay. This is a big topic. Actually, we can have a separate session
Yes,
on this, because this
definitely,
is
we
like
can, we can.
one thing I will say in short is exposure. Exposure is not just in Bicholim, any small
Yeah,
town,
tier
I will
2,
say,
tier
tier
3
two, three
towns
cities.
would be
Yes.
that
And they can
problematic.
compare. Then you can say compare with Panjim, maybe with New Delhi. There again, there will be
Yeah,
difference
yeah,
with
that
those
is fair.
cities. Again, New Delhi with somewhere New York. Yes, there will be differences. But what I believe is students are same everywhere. Be it in Bicholim, be it in Panjim, be it in Delhi, be it anywhere. What may change is, when I say student, I mean the student joining the first standard staff.
Yes.
They are the same, but environment matters.
Yes.
So once you shape in a different environment, you become some different byproduct.
True.
But
I agree
for
with that.
example, I'm not talking now at a smaller level. Let's say an university, or you are a research fellow. If your university doesn't support you all the technologies which you
True.
have, how you are going to present your paper?
Yes.
So down the line, even if you are brilliant, your papers will not show that. So that you get in a bigger city.
Bigger cities, yes. What I believe, and it is my personal opinion, that education as a culture is very important, more than, let's say, where you come from or what is your family background. Even if you and the people that you grow up with are inclined towards education, there is a higher chance of you becoming good at academics.
Yes, exactly, and this is the point. I mean, like, I started for 1 year in their classes, but this is the point I am stressing with students. Like, see, we people say there are weak students or strong students, but I do not agree with that. Maybe there is a bad environment and a good
True.
environment.
Yes.
So if you put a child in a good environment, he can transform. For, let's say, like, then people will say, or you'll argue, in a same school there is a one who gets 50%, one who gets 90%.
90%.
So they will say the same environment, but environment is not just school, correct?
Yes.
There is a home. Because
True.
home we spend
Yes.
majority of the time. So if you have right mindset at home, which we and me cannot change, so
Yes.
we can try to change it by bringing them to such
Institutes, true.
where they can get that mindset with like-minded people, and we can help them. So that is one small change we can do with them.
Yes, I completely agree with that. I mean, when you get a call from any of the other coaching institutes, you must have heard that, oh, we have so many people enrolled with us. In a way, they are trying to market the competition, like the number of people that they're having, because then the sense of, oh, I want to come first becomes a little greater. So that is what I believe in, and I 100% agree with you. Now, coming back to your reasons as to why you wanted to be a teacher.
Yes, teacher. This, as I told you, teaching is my hobby. And now let's coming to the main point. As hobby, I have many other hobbies, but teaching, why? Because I wanted to make that impact. Impact in the sense, not something I'm telling you for camera. Okay, I'll make a bigger impact. Not like that. Honestly, people who know me will tell you he wants to make an impact. That's why he's teaching. I started with one or two people who are struggling. It's not that I'm teaching now, because overall our results will show 90%, 93%. But what I started with were people who are not able to clear certain things. So I help them build confidence. So I realized, if you have expertise in something, you should utilize it in that way, rather than trying to struggle in other fields.
Mediums, yeah.
So, and teaching is something which I think even in our historical or religious teachings, guru is something which is always needed.
Yes.
I'm not telling I am a guru or something, it's always needed. So that need is there. So again, when I moved it here, my relatives, many people told me, why not start in Margao? Why Bicholim? You are been in Margao, you have studied in Margao, you have no friends in Margao.
I was going to ask you that question.
So why not Margao? Again, everything financial, everything is a better city. Why? Then It's like I went from Bicholim to Margao to maybe Chennai, Bangalore, and again when I come back to Goa, I want to be where I was born,
Yes.
because that is the place which
That is the
gave me a
community
lot
you
of,
want to serve.
yes, that is the
Makes
place
sense.
which gave me things, which made me what I am. So all Bicholim was always there. So
Okay, that makes complete sense because uh, I'm taking a little detour towards philosophy as such, because my next question was supposed to be what makes a teacher great. So before we get into the philosophy of it, I want to take your opinion on that because, as you said, you have been teaching students who were weak, and now you have students who can get good results as well as the students who are barely making ends meet. So, what makes a teacher great?
great teacher, okay. Big question. Great teachers, I will say, every era or every generation there were great teachers. And what made them great teacher is, I think, simple. You ask anything, any professional, what makes him great in that field? Okay, expertise. You need an expertise which is baseline, but along with that expertise need not always makes you great.
Yes.
What I believe is you need to adapt with the time.
Okay.
So
Makes sense.
whoever adapts with time will be a great teacher, maybe a great
A great
player, or
professional in
I'll give you
everything
a
that he's.
simple instance. For like, I'm not good in biology because my wife is from the medical field,
Okay.
so she never allowed me to stress on or go deep in biology. But I know Charles Darwin, not happened yesterday or like 1 or 2 days back. He told the best is not the one who is the strongest,
Yes.
it's not the intelligent, it's one who adapts.
Adapts. It's true.
So it's the survival, the evolution of species. One
Yes.
who
Agree.
adapts will survive. So you do not have to be the intelligent or the strongest, sharpest. You just need to have an ability to adapt to the
Adapt to
changes.
changes.
So
Makes
I
sense.
believe that great teacher or whatever that, if a teacher is able to adapt to the student needs or the changing needs. For example, let's give me an example. Olden days, or maybe you and me, respects the authority.
True.
If we see authority, we'll respect it. But Gen Z, next generation, authority is their main enemy. So you cannot be a teacher and authority at same time now.
Yes.
So now you have to be a new term, mentor or a friend.
Huh.
So this is adaptability in
Makes
every
sense.
field. I can list to 10 different ways when you need to adapt.
Adapt. True.
And we can maybe have a separate conversion on this.
Because during I had my college done during lockdown. Every teacher was so used to using a board and let's say a marker or a chalk. Suddenly coming to your online methods of teaching, even they could not do it in the first go. But as time went by, months, then they started becoming more comfortable. So now today, if you see, both our physical classes as well as online classes are quite popular. Not just ours, across the coaching institutions as a sector, they have become quite popular. And as you rightly said, adaptability is the biggest thing. Now, coming back to more pressing matters, what made you collaborate with the Bodhi Academy?
Okay. Why particularly Bodhi or collaboration?
We'll start with why collaboration,
Okay.
and then we'll move on to why particularly us at the Bodhi Academy.
So why collaboration mean, I mean not may have to explain you, because it's the collaboration which builds
Yes.
things together. So collaboration was needed at some point, because if I had to do everything on my own, probably it will take 20 years, 25 years, and now the life, everything is short.
Yes.
So collaboration was needed at some point. I thought maybe after 2 years or 3 years. So it so happened that I got an opportunity after 1 year. Now coming back to the part why Bodhi, reason is simple. I believe that they have the best reach in Goa, reaching the student. Many other things you can attract, there are many other ways which through which you can attract student. But what Bodhi follows, which I observed over, is they reach the student, try to understand them, do camps, do workshop, try to meaning get a one-on-one
Yes.
contact with the student, and then provide a customized solution. Rather than giving, see, this is what we have, this is what we
you'll
do,
get.
and this is what I wanted, this is what my methodology was, trying to understand, and then we can provide it. It's not the hard fix we have. And again, our area, especially Bicholim and Sanquelim, Valpoi, needed a scope of competitive exams, exposure to competitive exams.
I agree.
So Bodhi has the best, how to say, platform in Goa. So why not bring it to our area? So that was the main reason. Bodhi, and again, then once the conversation started, we met like-minded people, and once we meet like-minded people,
There is no
stop.
going back.
Yes.
True.
So,
I agree with that. Sir, I wanted to ask you one thing. मुझे ये जानना था कि this collaboration between us, how do you think is going to impact the students?
Okay. So in terms of impact, first what we plan is, we already discussed it, like over the next 2 years, we'll try to reach as many students as possible in that area. Once we reach there, job is not done, we'll talk with them, understand their problem, and if and when they need something, we'll provide that. Previously, I had a facility to provide them maybe with 11, 12 science, but now we'll expand that to commerce student,
True.
arts, every other field. Those who have completed graduation, those who need support for other competitive exam, we'll provide that. Again,
Yes.
we used to run from 7th standard. Now we'll expand it to the even from standard 1. That is important because
Foundation
yes,
begins from there.
just
I
the
agree.
offline we were talking,
Yes.
like if you want to build something, why not build it early?
Earlier.
So now with that Bodhi system,
Yes.
which is the modern system which I needed, will, I think that's the benefit student will see.
Makes sense.
And rather than talking now, 1 year we'll have it again.
Yes,
and
we
we'll
can have this
discuss
conversation
yes.
again, what all we have done so far. Makes sense. Now, as you rightly said, since you have the science and that as a strong suit, and we come with not just science, we have competitive exams, we've got our commerce faculties who are very much apt to take up classes. So I think this will benefit most of the students, and it will also help us, reach our aim of, as a tagline of our academy says, "No man left behind." So I think we should be able to reach that in our respective fields. Now, before we conclude, I wanted to have a quick conversation about you regarding, like, you must have experienced pressures in your life. Obviously, matlab, you have gone through such an extreme.
No, I'll keep it simple, just like you. And pressure I do not feel, because I feel because pressure is something like hunger, poverty. You don't, or something like a parent not able to feed that child.
Yes.
So this is challenge.
Challenge
and
is a
we are
more output.
capable enough.
True.
And now with Bodhi partnership, we'll overcome any hurdle.
Yes.
Maybe down the line, we'll may overcome poverty and hunger as well.
Yes.
But we'll start
Hopefully.
with education.
Yes.
We'll change education, and then we'll transform slowly, step by step.
So before we conclude, I wanted to ask you one more question. That would be the end of it. Do you have any tips? I shouldn't be calling it tips, but any pointers that the students or the people watching can take away from this conversation?
Tips? No, I'll be very frank. I'll say you can just go to the YouTube and you will get all the tips
Yes.
on YouTube. And those work. Some of them work, some of them don't work. But rather than giving tips, what I can promise you with Bodhi and with Hinde classes, over the next 1 year, we're not going a long 5 year period, just 1 year, we'll try to reach as many students as possible, and we'll explain what we can offer, and we'll try to have an impact. So maybe 1 year down the line, we'll have a list of the students. Also, we can get those students
True.
here.
Makes
and
sense. That is a wonderful idea that we can take forward. I think that concludes our conversation today. Thank you for watching, and for more such videos, keep following the Bodhi Academy.
For more info, you can visit any of our centers at Bicholim, Panjim or Sanquelim.